appreciate the invite, and it is a pleasure. My name is Terence Hillsman, and I feel like I've been in business my whole life. I was raised on a family farm in West Tennessee, Carroll County, Mooresville to be exact. And I've been in mostly the retail health food business for most of the past 30 years. But I've also been in numerous other businesses. I really love the business world. So I just want to come before you for a few minutes and just kind of present a few things to you that I think will be of some value to you. I do plan to write a book in the future. I hope to get it out sometime in 2020, and I plan to call it Never Easy, Only Better. Sounds like somewhat of an odd name, but I just, being the practical person that I am, I just think that the Never Easy conveys something that I like to start with when I talk about business. Like I said, I feel like I've been in business all of my life. Farming is really a business. I didn't really realize it was a business when I was growing up in it, but that's what it is. And so the first thing I like to talk to business people about, and of course we have a lot of relatively new business people here, is that business is never going to be easy. And so if you got into business thinking that it was going to be an easy way to make money, to make a living, then you should probably just quit now. Most of the better things, most of the great things in life are not easy. So business definitely falls in that category. But the main thing that we're going to talk about is the next part of it, and that's the only better part. And that's what we really want to focus on, is ways to become better as individuals and better business people. Because that's really what's going to determine your success in business. Most people have products that other people also have. The markets are fairly similar. So the main thing that's going to determine it and make you different from your competitors is you. That being said, the first thing we're going to cover, and I'm kind of going to try and give some examples, both from the maybe farming world and from the sports world. I'm signed up to run a full marathon here in Nashville, St. Jude's, rock and roll, April 27th. So I'm going to kind of use some examples from a couple of these worlds. The first thing that we're going to talk about is, you need to be clear. You need to be clear and sure about where you're going or about where you want to go. You need to be clear and sure. So, if I just take an example from the farming world, so you've got this land, you've got this field. You've got to be clear and sure what you want to do with this land. What you want it to look like. If you don't, if you just let it lay there and you just look at it, it's going to turn into a big mess. That's exactly what's going to happen. So if we're not clear and sure about where we want to go, what we want to do, what we want our careers and businesses to look like, it's going to turn into a mess. So you don't want to do that. So come clear and sure about where you want to go and what you want to do. The second thing we're going to talk about is becoming a learning machine. If you decide to do something as far as farming that you've never done, or if you decide that you want to run a marathon, there's going to be things that you're going to need to learn if you're going to effectively do that. So I'm sure each of you have goals. You want to move forward, so you want to end up going places that you're not currently there. And so if you want to go somewhere or end up somewhere that you're not currently at, there are things that you're going to need to know that you don't currently know. And so since I only have 10 minutes, I'm going to make this as efficient as I can. The quickest, most efficient ways to bridge that gap is through coaches and mentors. I mean, those are the absolutely best, fastest, most efficient ways to bridge the learning gap that you need to make the fastest possible strides in your life and in your career. The other thing that I want to cover is books. They say that the average corporate CEO reads somewhere between 50 and 60 books a year. So that's 4 to 5 books a month. And you know, we live in a very changing, dynamic world. I mean, some of the things that you might be doing that might work great now, a year from now, they may be totally obsolete. And so if you don't continue to educate yourself, to learn and grow, you're going to have a much shorter career in business than you should. So take advantage of coaches, mentors, if you can afford them. If not, books. You know, if you're not reading at least, I mean, I think like a book a month. Of course, books, audios, I kind of consider those somewhat the same. But if you're not expanding your mind and your horizons, you know, you're not going to fare well in the business world. And lastly, or at least the third thing I want to cover is discipline, mental toughness, and training. You know, once you have a clear and sure goal, you know where you're going, you start learning things about, you know what's the best way to go from where I currently am to where I want to be. At this point, you have to put those things into practice, put these things into operation. And oftentimes we find that the things that we really need to do to get ourselves moving forward, we really don't always want to do them. I mean, if it was something that we really wanted to do, like maybe eating ice cream, we would probably already be doing it. So that's where the discipline, the mental toughness comes into play. Like when it comes to, say, farming, like, when it's time to plant, when it's time to do certain things, you really don't have the option of getting up in the morning and trying to decide whether you feel like doing it or not. I mean, that's just not even part of that world. It's really not part of an effective business world. If you want to run a marathon, or if you want to be a world-class, tennis, golf, basketball player, there's a lot of discipline and a lot of mental toughness that really goes into getting yourself to really do things that have to be done if you're going to perform at a high level. And then training, which kind of comes right along with this. There is no profession that you can become anywhere close to world class at without almost daily training. Now, I don't know what your goals are. I like to kind of split up goals into, what I call, lower class goals, which may include just kind of working an average job, kind of middle class goals, kind of mid-level professionals, and then there's, world class goals. And that can be business or sports or whatever. If you have anything close to world-class goals, which I would encourage all of us to strive towards, there's going to be training that's going to be needed. And it's going to be needed almost on a daily basis if we're going to get there. I really need to be logging miles every single day, almost between now and April, say 28. And that's just part of what it takes if you want to get anywhere close to achieving world-class goals. How much time do I have?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay, another thing that I will cover just briefly is the word focus. once you are clear and say sure about where you want to end up, if you think about the fact that you need to be reading, studying, training, there's going to be a lot of things in your life that probably needs to be cut out. I mean, you're not going to be able to spend 2 hours a day watching TV or surfing the internet unless that's part of your say business. I mean, there's going to be certain friends, family members that you're going to have to probably largely exclude from your life. Another thing that I talk about sometimes is your say network. It's always beneficial to say build the biggest network that you can. Take the number of people that you currently know or that currently knows you and multiply that times 10. Set that as a goal for your network. But then, if you have anything close to world-class goals, there's going to be literally probably about 50% of the population that you almost need to actively exclude from your life to say best that you can, because they're not only are not going to be an asset to you, but many of them will almost go out of their way to say sabotage what you're doing. And so I won't go any further there. I just wanted to say bring just a few thoughts that might benefit you in your journey. At this time, I would like to entertain any questions that anybody can say come up with as it relates to anything business-wise. We have one here.
You mentioned books and audio. Do you have any podcasts that you tune into, or people that you follow that put out regular content that you found particularly helpful or beneficial?
That's a good question. I follow a lot of people because business and myself being involved in numerous different things. You can learn from a lot of different sources. And like if you're involved in like a regular small business, you might need marketing, you might need financial, you might need tax information, you might need HR, things dealing with hiring people. There's so many things, and that's part of why you have to become, learning machine. But some people that I've been listening to lately, Grant Cardone, I'm a big fan of him. He has a book called the 10X Rule that I'm a big fan of. There's a guy named Ty T-A-I Lopez. He's like a 30-something-year-old individual. He said that he read a book a day for like years, and that's what kind of started his business career, and he shot up to the top fairly quickly. But he said he read a book a year for like years, and I think he said he still does. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the U.S. They say that he reads 500 to 800 pages a day. He's been doing that for years and years.
There's Anthony. It's a long Italian name. Iannoni. He's written. The last one is "I'll Eat Your Lunch" or "Eat Your Lunch." That's one of them. And then the greatest thing you need to know about sales. I listened to him with Cody Bateman, and I got all 3 of his books. And he also has a podcast. But if you do Anthony and then I-A-N, it'll pop up.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a very funny name, but he's very hot right now.
Yeah, there's, of course, if you're reading, a book a month or 5 books a month, I mean, you'll get around to covering almost everybody. Any other questions?
What other books would you recommend for sales and business that you have read?
Well, the best technical sales book that I've ever read. Okay. Well, just kind of business general. Grant Cardone's the 10X rule. The best technical sales book that I've read is the one by the it's a Wolf of Wall Street guy. As well as I know, what is his name? The Way of the Wolf is the name of the book.
What's it called?
The Way of the Wolf. He's the guy that was featured in the movie. It's a Wolf of Wall Street. He took a small financial firm and basically trained a group of average individuals, and as they build, in that time before he ended up going to say jail for all this wild activity, he built one of the largest sales forces, one of the most productive sales forces that has ever been built. So when it comes to the actual X's and O's of sales, I think that's one of the very best. Anything else?
There's another book called Customer Centered Selling. Customer Centered Selling. I'll double check. That one is a really good book if you're like trying to figure out the sales process and how to talk to people and how to manage objections. It's very laid out and it helps you deal with the word no and how to manage